Hello and welcome back to 3D Drawing through Model Railway. In today's lesson I'm going to continue adding a bit more detail to the jib. I'm going to be starting to look adding these lights on here, and then this suspended light is coming down here as well. So I'm going to start initially with just doing this pair of lights on the end here. It should be quite simple. We jump into Fusion and we select the jib on our radio control button. Okay, so if we zoom in down the bottom here, we can see on the picture the light is just a couple of small lights that are suspended on the end of the crane here. So we're going to create a drawing on the end here. Create drawing up the top here. So selecting that end plane here. So I'm now going to draw a rectangle. Let's have a look. It doesn't go all the way across, it sort of sits in this area in the middle here. It's not going to snap to that. So if I just leave that there, and I can use the coincidence to constrain to there. This is like a small plate that comes out from this position here. I'm also going to extrude actually inwards slightly, just so it's got a little bit of a backing and a bit of support on that inside. So I'm going to go 0.15 inwards and outwards by 0.2. Effective drawing. So we've got a little bit of a plate there, and then obviously, as I say, it's joined on the inside there to give a bit more support there. It does actually leave a little bit of room down the inside, so we can run our cables for the jib here across. Okay, so on here, the lights themselves, if I can get a zoomed in picture, that's about the best. They're just two oval lights that are going to be on there. So again, we create a drawing on this top profile here. And if we use a center point rectangle, find the midpoint, it's going to bring it down slightly and create two lights of that sort of dimension there. I'm going to use the fillet tool just to take off the corners. And the drag. Why is that? That's acting a bit weird. Let's just try, because that's selected. 0.3. See what that does. Okay. And we'll fillet this corner to 0.3 as well. So you can see it's actually made quite large. I'm going to bring that down again to 0.5. Acting a little bit weird here. It could be because I've used a center point rectangle. I'm not liking the way it's behaving actually, so I'm just going to undo all of this. Let's dimension that so that it can't change the height. So 0.5, and then we'll dimension the width. 1.2. Okay, and then we'll try. I'll do these all. Oops. 0.25 because the width's 0.5. So I'm going to do all these at 0.25. Oops, that's a little part. What's gone weird there? Ah, that one. It's going weird at the centre for some reason. Let's try that one again, see if it's just this one playing up. not sure why that. Not sure why this is playing up like this, if I'm honest with you. Moving slightly. Let's try undoing that. Let's dimension that midpoint to there, the distance. 0.35. This really acting weird. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. Just use a normal rectangle. See what happens. So 0.5. Sorry, that's 1.2 on that top dimension, 0.5 on the side. Let's see if we can fill it the corners. There as well. Okay, so we've got there in the end, although that's overlapping for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why this is doing this, because theoretically that should be 0.5 all the way around. That should fit it, that corner, absolutely fine. Let's take that dimension out. I wonder if that's maybe doing it. Yes, there we go. Got there in the end. Okay, we need to have a line coming down here. I'm going to turn that into a construction line, and we're going to put the midpoint of that line. I'm going to try again. Midpoint that line to that one. No. Okay, let's try something else. So that's 0.7. So if we dimension from that point to that point, there's 0.35. Why is this bit acting weird here? 0.7. That. This is weird. There we go. Got there in the end. What's this about? That's odd in this corner here. Let's get rid of all this lot. Okay, and we'll go and do a arc. This is a simple job that seems to have just become a bit of a nightmare. Let's delete these lines here as well then. And we'll do it the other way, we'll do that tangent arc. Okay, so we've gone about it a completely different way and ended up with the same result there. Okay, if we extrude this forwards, where's it gone? I reckon 0.4 looks okay there. Tell that to join, and then I'm going to fill it off the top surface just to round that down. 0.2 because I don't like 0.25 for some reason. Wait for that to catch up. How's it look? No, that looks okay. So what I'm going to do is pattern that feature. So it's that one and that one. Direction, I'm going to take it down, and only I want 2 of them. And click on OK. There you go. So you can see what should have been quite a simple operation. For some reason, I was not playing ball today. It's been a little bit of a nightmare. So at least we've got to a point where that's done. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to work on is this little light that hangs down here. If we look through the photos, see what ones we've got that show it well. You can see from the back here, you've got like a little triangle plate beam coming through. I'm just going to draw that as one solid piece all the way through that, because this is like a rocking mechanism, so that as the jib lifts up, the light is always pointing vertically down. I'm just going to draw that as a solid all the way across, and then we'll draw the 2 arms coming off with the little plate with the light on underneath. Okay, if we have a look, let's have a look, see if it's on the canvas maybe. It is, that's helpful. Okay, so we can draw on the side of the jib here. Okay, let's just draw the line there. That line there, I want to get rid of. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Hopefully that should come through to this side, okay. Okay, so there's our next issue. Because that's at an angle, that's creating this gap at this end. Okay, so what can we do? Cancel that. And use that sketch, delete that sketch. Okay, do we have a midpoint plane? So we'll look see if we've got construction planes in the middle. Let's turn the crane body and chassis off. It might actually be on this one. Yes, we do, in that one. So if we draw on that construction plane, so still the construction plane's in the top level, but we're drawing it in the jib here. We should be able to. But I'll show you another thing you can do. Rather than just doing it like this, if you hit P, project, you can project those lines into our sketch as long as you've got it specified entities, and then we can use our line to draw on that. See how it now snaps to that position. Let's just see if we can straighten this out a little bit. Okay, let's go for 10 degrees on there. And constraint level there, we don't want a constraint on that one. get rid of that constraint there. That was paralleling it up to there. There we go, that's allowing that to work. Okay, so we can drag, should be able to drag that line out. It's not letting us though. Could be because that's horizontal vertical constraints there. There we go. We can drag that to that point there. This needs dimensions maybe in here. No, just we can just specify a length on that. So 0.9. I'm not liking this. Let's go about it a different way. Delete all that lot, go and undo. Delete that constraint there. See if we can put this back to parallel to that line. No, we can't. Let's undo all this lot. Get rid of it. Okay, let's draw a line from there to there. Okay, if we do that, at least the angles are there going to be the same. And if we extrude this symmetrically, okay, now let's have a look at this position. So there, we can see on the drawing that puts it below this hole. And I think it should be just after the hole, looking at this drawing here, at the picture. I think it should be up in this position. So I'm just looking to see if we've got any better pictures here. Just before the curve. Which is, yeah, it must be something with this hole. It's underneath anyhow. You're not going to notice it. It looks like it's roughly in the right place. So I think we'll go with this position there. Okay, so the next thing we need to look at with it is its two parts hanging down. That's going to be symmetrical looking at that, and start inside. Okay, so I think the best way to do this would have some sort of offset plane. So if we create an offset plane from the end of the wagon, and we'll drag that it's in line with the back of the posts dropping down. Okay, so let's have a look at drawing on that surface. Slice it and get to where it is. Is it on end picture? Not really. Okay, so let's look at the photo then. So it comes down diagonally and then a little bit straight. Let's find the midpoint. Let's draw a line that hangs down. Use that as construction. No, I'm going to leave it as, no, we'll turn it into construction line. Okay, then we want a couple of diagonal lines. These are going to be normal. Something like that, I think. One on that one. And then we're going to come in 0.4 millimeters there. Dimension to drag down, that's it. Define its height so it doesn't move like that again. Okay, and I'm just going to draw lines to turn this into sort of a solid object like that. And we'll define its distance from there to there. So what's the angle defining here? 160. Okay. So now if we extrude that, come towards us 0.5, let's join, and then I'm going to mirror that object over. So selecting that feature, mirror plane is going to be plane 4, which is the one we had up here on the midpoint. Let's turn the canvas off and can we see underneath? Yeah. How's that looking for height? Turn the canvas back on. Yeah, not looking too bad. If you think about the shape of this, it's circular for some reason. When we look on the picture, it's just a rectangle on the bottom. Okay, so that's coming out okay. Let's turn the runaway gun off. We'll turn the canvas off. And we're going to draw on either one of these bottom surfaces. It doesn't matter which one you select. Let's select a rectangle. So the next thing I'm going to do is coincidence that line to that line. Oh, I'm going to do that. Okay, let's project that geometry and then see if it will coincidence that line. Yep. fine. Distance there, 0.8 millimeters, and distance there is 0.8 millimeters. And then we select all of these and extrude this downwards. So again, not really thick, very thick, 0.5 millimeters. If we look at this, we are looking at somewhere like 3 or 4 inches, so I would say 0.5 millimeters looks okay. Tell it to join. Let's just check we've only got one body in here still. Okay, so there's our light that hangs down underneath it. Maybe that wants to be a little bit thicker actually. It does look a little bit on the thin side. Let's just go maybe 0.7. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So we've added this light and this light here. Okay, so I'm going to finish this video at this point here. Hope you enjoyed that and hope you've added those onto your crane. And if you have, please press the like and subscribe button and keep getting notified every time I upload a new video.